Hey guys, it's Maverick here. Welcome back to your channel. And yeah, it has been a while, hasn't it? As I mentioned last episode, we are celebrating Lunar New Year's here, so it did have the possibility of me delaying this particular episode. In the end, that was the decision I went with. Even though there was an opportunity to record, I thought in the end that due to like the video quality and audio and all that, it would be better if I returned home first before carrying on. So, in any case, no harm done, I think. I don't really feel like this episode is going to have any big critical development at this point. No, speaking of which, we did leave off at a point where it seems we're delving a little bit more into Chateau's and Songnangha's past, right? So that's pretty much what we'll be seeing in this episode. Before we move on, happy Lunar New Year's to you all, for those of you that do celebrate it, and for those that don't, well, rest assured, we are getting right into the episode right now. Alrighty, let's begin in 3, 2, 1, play. Oh my god. They really like to do this rewind a lot. Don't tell me we're gonna go all the way back into, the scene at Chateau's apartment as well. Oh, I do think so. So we're literally gonna get like a minute and a half of. Oh no, actually. Okay, they kind of skip forward to this one. Oh, no. I got my hopes up. So I guess this is just the norm now. We gotta have like almost 2 minutes of a recap of last episode before we go forward. Oof. I mean, I already mentioned back in episode 2, like, how displeased I was with this. Well, at least we get a little bit of new stuff. That was literally 1 minute 50 seconds. Alright. Graveyard. Probably her father? Now, is it her actual birth father? Or is it like a foster father or something of that sort? Dankworth. I still feel like that's a really interesting family name. Dankworth. I don't know. I mean, again, we know that Chateau is named Chateau Dankworth, right? But I'm not entirely sure if this is just, her actual family, or it could be her foster parents or something of that sort. Or maybe her father was involved in the underworld or something of that sort. Whatever the case, I definitely feel that the reason Song Myung-ha is taking an interest in Chateau is definitely a lot more than just, her being a pretty face at this point in time, right? I mean, that much we know. The interesting part is if it has anything to do with Chateau herself, Chateau's relationship with Song Myung-ha, or did it have to do with her family? Toys Factory was the execution. Platinum Vision. Alright. Getting into the actual story. Real face. Real face of who? Chateau? Or something like her? Or... Oh. Wait, is this the mom? Ooh, apparently so. Okay, so they know each other, so that's why Chateau is in that business? Or maybe Brian is actually a friend of her father. You and your father? 40? What? You're 25? I literally thought this guy was 40 years old. What the actual... Oh my god. Okay, so we're getting exposition in this way, eh? None? How much you guys want to bet that Sonangha's gonna follow her here? Wait, don't tell me this is him. So again, is she an orphan or something? Oh. Open the door, and there's the fox. With silencers as well, eh? Wow, just like that. Is the sister dead? Uh, here so. I actually, if you were going to just cause pain, I highly doubt hitting him in the chest is a good way. You might want to try the arms or legs, dude. Hmm? Where are you heading towards? Oh, this guy? Yep. Isn't your purpose Songyangha though? Nice. Oh, is he armored or something? My nerves are fried. Seriously, dude? That gets a little bit into the realm of uh, not quite realistic. Yeah, so she is an orphan child, right? These are her foster parents. Yeah, I was thinking it was a little bit different. I mean, the story did seem to be shaping up more to the point where Chateau was an orphan or something. Oh, okay. Okay. At the very least, his stupid evil laugh was interrupted. I think that was a nice touch. Mount the rescue, or what? Or learn a little bit more about her backstory first. Yep, backstory first.
そうね。どこからお話ししましょうか。17年前、
17 years ago.
南部の田舎町で事件は起きた。不審車両に身元不明の少年の遺体。通報のあった不審車両を確認、どうぞ。そして身元不明の女児が一人。
Mm-hmm. So I was taken to the church, raised up there, and then. Oh, the Inquisitor's just a agent, eh? Huh. Song Young-ha. Huh.
一緒に見つかった子供はあちらに。
Now, the Inquisitor was actually a police officer. Whereas Song Young-ha was the boy in the front seat? Chateau Noble? That has to be like a fake name. Aw. Chibi Chateau is cute.
ちょうど昼時だな。ちょっと昼飯食いに帰るな。こいつ連れて。
はあ、何言ってるんです。ダメに決まってるでしょ。
心配すんなって。すぐそこだから俺んち。
作りますよ。いいんですか。
どうぞどうぞ。どうせ俺来月で定年だし。
ダンクワースさん、本当に報告しちゃいますからね。
I mean, you still can't do that though. You still have to go for like official procedures and whatnot. Which I'm guessing is what's gonna happen in the end, right? So maybe she was first sent to like an orphanage or something, and then
今回の事件の重要参考人だ。
officially adopted?
まあ、犯人。
冗談に決まってんだろ。何か食わせてやってくれ。
Okay, so she likes apple pie.
おいしい。チャトーちゃん、本当行儀いいわ。私たちもこんなこと。
She does, even though the name Chateau Noble does seem to be more of a fake name, she does give off the feeling of being from a more well-off family, right? I mean, looking at her manners, looking at the way that she's dressed. Well, no shit, Sherlock.
お疲れ。何か分かったか。
見事に懐柔してるじゃないですか。
子守も大変なんだぞ。誰と一緒にいたの？お家は？
好きな動物は言える？
お兄ちゃんかお姉ちゃんはいるの？お父さんお母さんは？
写真じゃダメなんですか？実物を見せるのはさすがに。
写真だと面識が薄ければ判断できない。処分される前に確認しておいた方が。
Wait, so what?
知ってるか？
Huh.
お疲れ様でした。ダンクワース捜査官。あとはこちらで。
Right. So she's gonna be sent to an orphanage, right? Which is probably the one ran by that sister. He retired.
お帰りなさい。いかがでした？送別会。
いらねえって言ったんだがな。はしご5軒だよ。
あらまあ。長い間のお勤めでしたものね。お仕事、悔いなく終わられました。
He's got, I want to solve this one final case.
なあ、相談があるんだが。
Well, first he's gonna adopt her, right?
ここへ来てもう一月なんですが、なかなか馴染めないようでして、僕たちも手を焼いているんですよ。おーい、チャトーちゃん。
Okay, she's a reader.
チャトーちゃん。あれ、いない。あ、ちょっと勝手に入らないで。
Blah 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 blah.
よう。元気にしてたか？
Yep. Formally adopt her.
まあ。
And then how did the father die? Oh, I guess back to the present day first. The body of Songha eventually went missing as well. Is it the same guy? Are they related? What? Why are they being so nonchalant about this? Like, can't he just, like, kill him right now? I don't get it. But that was kind of like alright. There we go. There we go. I thought there was gonna be like a backup plan. Otherwise, like, uh, bring a sword, bring a knife to a gunfight. Can you just kill this guy already? Anyways, I will see you guys after this. Alright guys, so that was actually a lot more revealed than I was expecting from this episode. I'm glad they didn't really put it, like, drip out all the information. So a lot of our suspicions, or at least my suspicions, were confirmed here. So the parents that you know, Chateau was talking about, those weren't her actual birth parents. Those were more of her, I guess you would, since she was officially adopted, those were her adopted parents, right? Or adoption parents. So the name Dankworth, that's not her real last name. And honestly, I don't think Chateau would be her real first name either, right? It's just way too weird for to have a name like Chateau. Although at this point in time, you know, she probably is just gonna own up to it and say, yeah, I've lived my whole life knowing this is my name. It's my name now, right? And also, like, the sort of connection between Song Liang-ha and Chateau here. Before we get into that, though, first a little bit about Chateau, right? So again, I feel like there is definitely some fishy things going on in terms of her actual background as well. Now, whether it's because she's too young so she doesn't remember it, repressed memories or whatnot, that's hard to say, right? But at the very least, you know, I mentioned before, she looks to be from a pretty well-off family. She has nice manners. She's dressed up in some pretty in some pretty fancy clothes, I guess you could say. So she definitely comes from a pretty well-off family here, and the fact that the code name or her fake name was Chateau and Noble, you know, both things that are more related with, you know, upper class kind of stuff. You know, you definitely think, right, what exactly is her background here? Where did she come from, and whatnot? So we got that side of the story done, and indeed unraveling the mystery of her birthplace, or, you know, where she actually comes from, is probably going to be a major focal point of this series. The fact that the boy who was in the same vehicle as her that was actually killed is named Song Liang-ha. Now, I don't think that is the same Song Liang-ha as the Song Liang-ha that we see right now. That was probably also a case of an identity that was just taken up. I highly doubt that, you know, with that body being in police custody all that time, you know, there would be a case where it was simply like a temporary death or a fake death, and actually that boy was not dead at all. I don't think so, but I could see a possibility where that guy might have been the brother or something, or at least in some case related with the current Song Liang-ha, and so that's why we have this situation here, right? And that's probably also why Song Liang-ha is taking such an interest in Chateau as well. He wants to get to the bottom of this and know who exactly killed maybe his relative, his loved one, or heck, even if we do entertain a thought, maybe who caused him to get into this situation as of now, right? So quite a lot was revealed there, and I do like it. What else? The way that it was revealed, though, well, I guess it kind of makes sense, right? Because Mr. Dankworth was originally from the police force. It would be pretty logical for him to have some connections with people working in the security sector, or as in this case, the bounty hunting sector. I would presume that Brian's father also ran this sort of business, or at least this is how Brian himself got to get into this kind of business, right? And so being mutual acquaintances and whatnot, for Chateau to actually utilize bounty hunting as a way to get more information, if you will, makes a lot of sense. Although probably the biggest surprise from this episode is Brian being 25. That dude does not look 25 at all. All right, but yeah. Beyond that, so then we get this entire kidnapping case and so on and so forth. Or Chateau gets kidnapped. I still don't really see how exactly that helps how exactly it helps that dude reach his goal. I feel like if you really wanted to go up against Song Liang-ha or assassinate him or something, there's a lot of other methods possible. But I guess apparently, this is one of those villain cases where, Song Liang-ha, I want you to feel the hopelessness. I want you to feel the despair and the pain that I went through, so I'm gonna take your loved one from you, or something of that sort, right? That's the only explanation I have for this kind of situation where you go through the entire process of kidnapping Chateau and then inviting Song Liang-ha out to this place without even actually setting an ambush, right? Like, think about it. This guy has to be like one of the stupidest people I've seen, stupidest gang members. No wonder he couldn't be promoted, right? But yeah, I mean, the entirety of that happening, and even for Song Liang-ha as well, right? Not just, actually stepping out into the open and challenging him and whatnot, but instead being all, walking there nonchalantly, and then them having a little bit of conversation before they get into the duel and whatnot. I mean, it could have been part of the plan. Like, maybe it's what Hal said over the phone and said, yeah, you're gonna do things like this, otherwise, Chateau's gonna die. I have some fail safes and whatnot. But still, regardless, though, it was kind of like a pretty stupid moment, right? A case where the it was simply done this way because it looked cooler or whatnot, and not really thinking through like the pros and cons or the consequences of these particular actions. But in the end, I'm sure that Song Liang-ha is going to be able to rescue Chateau. She probably woke up at just the correct time in order to get out of the car before she was caught in the explosion and all that. And so yeah, everything is fine. And then they have a nice little chat, and then they talk about their past and so on and so forth. And then they maybe work together to sort of unravel the mysteries of their past. At least that's what I'm presuming at this point in time. So beyond that, though, anything else to say for this episode? Not that much, to be honest. I'm still not entirely pleased with the fact that we have to have 2 minutes of recap every single episode, but it is what it is. Again, the pacing for this episode, I feel like, wasn't too bad. There were a few points where we see these characters, holding these stairs and not saying anything. I'm just like, can we continue on with the scene already? This is not exactly helping to add anything to the story, but it's kind of whatever. At least it was not as disastrous as what was the episode I had a big problem with? Episode 2, right? The pacing in episode 2 was just yucky. So at least in this one, it was okay. And yeah, I think that's pretty much it for now. I will see you guys in the next episode on time next time. And so, yeah, until then, I will see you guys. Take care and bye bye.